Um, all right. Sorry. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to At the Movies with William Fletcher. As usual, I am your host, William Fletcher, and so today is the everything I watched this month, April edition. So this will just be talking about the films I watched this past month. So I just need to do the list of everything I watched in the month. I didn't get as many films this month as I would have liked to, but you know, happens, and also I was meant to be days when this is coming out. It was meant to be Oscars reaction type thing. I don't know if I've got that's still going to go ahead, so I'm just going to give you my sort of general overall thoughts on the Oscars. Right now, so just overall, it was fine. It was a fine show. It wasn't anything great, but it was nothing particularly bad. The ending was really anticlimactic, really just disappointing and really weird. Yeah, I'm just gonna be very quick with this because I'm tired. I gotta go to bed soon, but I wanted to get this recorded and then released for you guys today, so you get an episode this week. So I'm just gonna go through everything I watched this month. I didn't watch as many films as I did last month, and I won't. I didn't get through as much as I would have liked to, but again, life sort of gets stuff doesn't happen. So I have watched. Give me a second. I watched 17 films this month. Um, so yeah, let's just start from the beginning. So What We Do in the Shadows. I did a whole episode on it. Actually, I watched the film and then recorded and released the episode on it. So that episode is out there for you to go back and listen to. Yeah, it's a really good film, and the TV show is also really good. I prefer the show to the film personally. And so yeah, just go and listen to my. Sorry, that's just my. Um, so go back and listen to my episode I did on What We Do in the Shadows. That was episode 8. That was episode 8. Um, so yeah, that was a very interesting episode. I was just by myself, so it was just me talking for a little while. And in fact, let's see how long that episode was. It was oh god, sorry, I forgot how long I was talking to that one. I'll just move on to the next one while I try and find the length of that one. So after that was Inside Out. I rewatched that as I am making my way through the Pixar films, making my way through all the Pixar films to watch. Um, 36 minutes. What we do in the shadows episode. A very good episode. A very interesting episode. Inside Out, yeah, very good. I'm gonna try and move through this quickly because last time I did this. Yeah, I did this for March, and it was very long, and there's a lot I had to say, but also my voice got very tired, it wasn't the best, but I would like to keep doing this every month. So Inside Out, a very good Pixar film. I will when I finish watching and or rewatching the Pixar films, I will go. I'll do one of my sort of list episodes where I just talk about one of my lists. Um, so I'll do that at some point. So I'll sort of go more into detail. Then next, I watched a film called I Used to Go Here, which is a very it's not like an amazing film. It's an enjoyable little fun time, but it's nothing. Sorry for the creaking chair. It's just I'm moving it to get closer to the mic, and I haven't set it up to the full proper setup because of just time, and I just sort of I had to quickly record this. I nearly forgot about it actually, and I was gonna record it and have it released on oh Jesus, uh, released on Saturday. Well, for me it's Saturday, but unfortunately I just couldn't get to that in time, and I also thought I would have been recording my reaction episode. but that's probably not in the cards anymore. So I'll just release this in there instead. Yeah, it's a film. It's just sort of about a girl, and she goes back to like her old college. It is sort of like a fun little comedy film. It's a light, fluffy little film. I would recommend it. It's enjoyable. So then the next three, so Minari, which I covered in my Oscars episode, so I don't really feel like I have to go over it again. I think it's perfectly fine, but not as great as I was expecting. Fight Club, the next two films I recorded episodes for, so I won't go over them yet because those episodes will be coming in relatively soon. So Fight Club, which is one of my all-time favorites, a phenomenal film, just fantastic. And Alien, another one of my favorite films. It's a really enjoyable film, but I will go over those when I record. I haven't actually recorded the Alien episode yet, but I have got the Fight Club episode recorded and ready to release, which will come out in the next couple weeks, probably the week after this, actually, or maybe the week, I don't know. It'll come out uh, relatively soon. Then Punch Drunk Love, my first Paul Thomas Anderson film, and a really good film. It's a film that really shows that Adam Sandler can act. Like he did Uncut Gems a couple of years ago, but this was like sort of the first thing that showed that he can do more than comedy. I think it's a really enjoyable film, and I'd very much like to do an episode on it. I think it's very interesting, and I think there's a lot of stuff to say about it. I think it's just got a lot to say about people in general. A really good film. Yeah, I'm just moving through this quickly. An American Werewolf in London was next. That was about a week later. Really enjoyable film. Because I've heard about it, I've seen better, and I've seen bits of it. Um, and it's just a really fun time. And again, I would really like to do a I would really like to do an episode on it because I think it's quite a bit of fun, and there's going to be a lot to say about it. And yeah, overall, I think it is a really enjoyable film. And it's yeah, like I do have some problems with it, but we'll touch on that when I eventually get around to doing an episode on it. Next is Groundhog. A lot of these films I could probably do like full episodes on podcast for them, like Groundhog Day, which is next. A really good film. It's a film that you hear all about, but like there's some films that I'm sort of dreading watching, not because they'll be bad, but because they're bad or I think they'll be bad, but because they've been built up so much in my mind that I'm worried that I won't like them as much as everybody else does. And I have that with a few other films. Like Jojo Rabbit was one I did an episode on a little while ago. And that was you know, sorry, I've just got water here to drink. Yeah, I'm just worried that and I was worried that I might not like this one, but it's really good. Sorry, I was very Groundhog Day and another film, a really funny film. Bill Murray's really good in it. It's a very just like enjoyable, fun, really well made film that is just like really just sort of is really good. And I would I would definitely like to watch again and definitely do an episode on it. So after that, you have one of the films in Steve McQueen's sort of mini sort of anthology series, Small Axe, um, which is basically if you don't know what it is, it's an anthology film. It's an anthology piece that sort of covers that sort of big events, sort of kind of historically important events about that sort of deal with black people. And this one was about a man. I forgot the guy's name, but it was a guy played by John Boyega, and and it was about him and what it was like because as a black man becoming a police officer in the 1960s and the racism that he sort of deals with. And yeah, it's a really good enjoyable film that I recommend for people. I think it's very enjoyable. It's a really good fun time, and just like overall, it's a very good film. And I haven't seen the rest of the anthology, but I would recommend. Will definitely try and watch those at some point in the near future because I think they're really really good. Then I rewatched How to Train Your Dragon. I don't really feel like I have much to say on it. It's a pretty great film overall. It's pretty. It's very very good. It's just like a beautiful, just amazing, fun film. It's a really good film for kids, but it's also really good for adults. It just sort of has. It's just like overall, it's just really 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 good. Yeah, it's just like the score is one of the best scores for a film ever, in my personal opinion. It's it just is really really good. Um, there's just a lot of really great stuff in it. And again, a lot of these are films that I would love to do on the podcast at some point. And then next we've got The Dinosaur, which it's not as bad as I thought it would be, but it's not great. It's a perfectly enjoyable film for kids. I'm sure kids love it. I'll go more in depth on it when I do my episode talking about all the Pixar films ranked. But like overall, it's a fine film. Well, not fine. It's all right. It's like yeah. But I'll talk more about it when I get to it. Then, oh, this is gonna be controversial. The Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's I again another film I could probably do an episode on at some point. And I had someone suggest to me we do a sort of episode comparing Snyder's Justice League to the other Justice League. And I think that's very interesting, mainly because I don't think this was all that great. I would honestly kind of put them on the same level of quality, if I'm being honest. Sort of kidding around. But I feel, first of all, it does. I don't really feel like it justifies being 4 hours. It's 4 hours, and I'm like, it doesn't need that. There's so much that doesn't need to be here, and I just sort of feel like no, like some of it just seems unnecessary to me. That's just my personal opinion. Hey, if people like it, that's fine, but I personally don't. But I would definitely really like to do an episode on it. Next is Willy's Wonderland. This film is it's a if you don't know what it is, it's a Nicolas Cage film. One of his probably his most recent film that came out like a month ago. And it's basically just about a man who he goes to like there's sort of like those restaurants like a Chuck E. Cheese places, with like these animal mascots. It's sort of like and it's basically him fighting robots. It's not it's a lot of fun. It's really stupid. There's some really dumb stuff in it, but it's really fun, and I would just recommend that you go watch it. And quite a bit of fun. Then I rewatched a film called The Shallows, which is like a shark attack film. It's about a woman, and she's in a it's about a surfer played by Blake Lively, and she gets attacked by a shark, and most of the film is her just stuck on a rock trying to deal with the shark. It is fine, but it's you know it's fine. Like it's nothing amazing, but it is all right. It's if you're looking for something to just sort of relax with and just not and just like sort of have something playing on the background, that you know, it's not like yeah, I would just recommend it. Then after that, another round, which was a phenomenal, phenomenal film. one of the best in my top 10 of the year for last year. A really, really good film. Thomas Vinterberg is a genius, phenomenal filmmaker. The Hunt is one of my favorite films of all time. The Hunt is basically perfect, and this could honestly go up possibly like one of my favorite films. It's so good. There's just so much heart to it. The ending, like the final sort of dance sequence of with Mads Mikkelsen, is unbelievable. Thomas Vinterberg will fully 100% deserve the Oscar for International Feature, and honestly, the film should have gotten so much more love at the Oscars, in my opinion. It was nice to get director and International Feature, but it should have got Mickelson for actor, original screenplay, picture. Just it would have. It just is. There's just so much to it. It's just phenomenal. And finally, the final film I watched last month, I did a rewatch of Knives Out, a decent, no, not decent, a really, really good film that I have a lot of fun with. But I can't wait to see what they do with the sequels. And again, another film I would love to do on the podcast at some point. I think Daniel Craig is a lot of fun. Ana de Armas is going to be a massive star. I know, but she really, really is. It's just absolutely phenomenal. And just a really, really good, fun film. So that's what I watched this month. I was moving quicker through it because I'm getting tired, and you probably don't want to hear my voice for a long time. So yeah, that was what I watched this month. I will catch you up and do the same thing next month for May. Um, it's yeah, I try and I like watching films and I like watching lots and lots of films. I haven't watched any films this month yet though because of just time because I'm at school still and so I don't have the time to watch all the films that I would like to. Um, but I I will definitely watch plenty. I will definitely get some stuff, films and stuff for next month. Anyway, thank you for this episode. Follow me on Letterboxd. Just search for William Fletcher or William F. You'll find me. Um, you'll probably find me on there. Yeah, just thanks for listening. Go back and listen to previous episodes and subscribe or whatever you do. And just I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. So thank you and goodbye.